I debated whether to see. I'm not completely dressed. I mean, I'm dressed, but I'm not. This isn't a formal thing, and I have um, a live stream, hopefully happier live stream tomorrow set up. Um, but I I got a disturbing text message from someone that I'd been talking with. You know, I thought we were good friends, um, and I'll make sure I filter myself. There's a larger purpose to doing this, and I won't reveal any names, and I'll be very careful not to allude to whoever any identities or anything. But it's more than just this one text. It out of the blue. Um, I thought we were good friends. I texted about how I was feeling. You know, being in an apartment, and I mentioned subsistence living, and I yearn for something more, and I just feel like I want something more, and so I just texted that to this person, and person texted back something harsh, and which stunned me. I thought we were just starting to talk. We were there was a friendship. I thought there was a friendship, and so maybe it's just temporary. Um, so so it also reminded me. That's what provoked me. I to make this YouTube video, um, because it also reminded me of a friend of mine whose daughter was some time back. Again, I'll try not to reveal any identifying information. I've this friend of mine who's about a generation older. I met him. I was in high school, and we met because we were going to a UFO lecture by an author, and somewhere, and that's where we met, and we've been good friends ever since. And I haven't really had a father figure in my life. I mean, I did have a father, and he did visit for like a few times, and nice and so forth. That's a whole other story. And I didn't have any siblings, so this older friend also I felt like a good close kinship with, and because he's been through some of the same circumstances, and he and we think a lot alike, and we've helped each other, and he certainly helped me, like when I had to move suddenly, and he and so um he has a daughter, and he's had good relationship with his daughter. And then, sorry, I had to wipe. These are real tears. In case anybody says crocodile tears or something. Um, and he was good friends with his daughter. I never met the daughter, but he mentioned his daughter's name, and that they would chat and so forth. Um, so so sorry, somebody's texting. Hold on a moment. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. So she all right, so I'll just say a few years ago, within the past 5 years, maybe within the past 3 years, something like that. His daughter was suddenly home visiting. I mean, suddenly visiting him. She lives by herself, but in another state. But she was suddenly there, and he texted me, and he said, "Would you like to meet her?" Yeah, of course. And so she was getting over something rotten. And I went over and it was nice. We seemed to be chatting well, and then he said that uh, he said that um, she when like she hugged goodbye and so forth, that it helped her like emotionally get over this other thing before, and so we were still good friends, and all of a sudden, she just said harsh things about her father, and so um, I I felt compassion towards the father, and I don't know, I didn't know what was going on, but father was persuasive. Like I could understand where he was coming from. So I remember it was around 2023, something like that, when I was so relieved when I got a text message from her saying, "Don't worry, we're that things have been mended with her between her and her father." And I was so happy. I was like, I basically made my day. And so made my day. And so I was really happy. Sorry for the distractions. And finally, there's peace. All I want in the world is peace. I want people to get along with each other. And it affected me emotionally, because personally, because I'd gone through this long thing, several decades, certainly felt like several decades, with somebody from my past. And all I want is peace. All I want is, like, we can't be friends, at least be on good speaking terms. And so um, I remember what happened. Sometime later, seems to revert back to, well, we were, I guess, both the father, like, in other words, one I'd been friends with for a long time, wanted me to be good friends with him, and she wanted to be good friends with me, and like it was a mutual thing, except like she didn't want to talk with him, but at least they both didn't want me affected by their what was going on between them. And I felt sad that was going on between them. And meanwhile, um this person from my past, I finally been able to talk on the phone, and exchange texts and messages, and I felt so relieved, like maybe a new friendship was forming, or at least some kind of better, peaceful thing between us was occurring. And um, it was somebody else. There was I think taking advantage. I don't want to get into that, but somebody from my past, well, somebody just came in from somewhere else, and I guess took advantage of me. But also, it probably wasn't really his fault. There was something else going on. But in the midst of that, so I was dealing with the stress between, like, I was dealing with the stress of talking with the father when he would share with me, he would confide with me about his daughter not talking to him, and it's unfair, and they should at least sit down and talk. And that was reminding me of what I had been thinking of um, for like 3 decades. I wish that I could just that this other person from my past would just, sit down with me and let's talk it over. That's what I wanted like 3 decades ago. So um, I've put up with I've endured through a lot, and even through that I bent over backwards and so forth, and just I want to be friendly and happy, and treat people with respect and so forth. And um, so So what turns out, I guess, is when this person suddenly texted me back, like this reply, I thought, well, there's another friendship, I guess, broken. I don't know. I I don't know what's going on. Is it like just some people are like that? Is it me? I don't see what I'm doing wrong. I was about to do this. All right, so I was about to do this video, and it was warming up. I mean, the computer was warming up because I have a late 2015 iMac, and um, so in the midst of that, my girlfriend calls and she gives some advice. Um, should I really share what the advice was? She said she doesn't have any friends like that in her life because she's just protective and so forth. And I mean, those are my words. I'm just rewording what she said. She said something like, they're just harmful and so forth, and just leave them at, you get the idea. And it's like with this person that texted me and with the earlier person from my past, um, I treat people with compassion. I try to see from the other person's point of view. I'm understanding. I try to be as understanding as I can. Um, and I wish that, like, this is New Year's Eve. I guess maybe it's appropriate now to say, um, I hope in the new year sometime that this daughter, my friend's daughter, and my friend are able to talk again. And he mentioned that his friend that I also know, his daughter hasn't spoken to him in 20 years. I don't, that's what I heard from him, but I don't know why people are just cutting off contact. Is there a trend? I don't know. Um, but I think in the long term, I think it's not good. Emotionally, it's not good. And maybe, I guess I just thought of it now. I guess maybe it also hits home because I don't have any siblings. I just grew up with my mom, and so I remember when I did um, reach out to my first cousins, um, for the very first time. It was akin to having siblings suddenly coming into your life. Um, and that means a lot. Someone who grew up alone and like to some extent alone, like I'm the only one. Um, like it just my mom, I was just growing up with my single mom. So having cousins and relatives means a lot because it's like there's a phrase, you're not the only one, that it's meant a lot to me. So I guess that's all I want to say. I want to get it off. I wanted to at least express this before I go to YouTube and just go, just try and forget what happened. All right. Thanks. I hope you have a good new year. Bye.